this senator is standing there talking to this group of people, and
this is in relation to the list, right?
No, this is in parenting, white privilege.
Oh, okay, good point. We can talk about that all day.
It's still on topic.
Yes, I'm staying on topic. So this teenager walks up behind the senator.
Oh,
now,
I saw this, the egg thing.
Yep, smashes the egg on the senator's head.
Yeah.
Now, the guy doesn't know what has been smashed on his head. He doesn't know if he's bleeding. He just feels liquid, and he feels, whatever the pressure was that hit him in the head.
You are way over talking about this.
He got hit in the head, turned around, and smacked the dude in the face.
No. He started fighting that kid.
He started fighting the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then his supporters then tackled this child. One was choking him around the neck while the other one was pulling his legs.
Okay. What is your point?
Because, I said...
honestly, both were wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly.
I said, this kid shouldn't have thought that he could walk up, smash an egg on somebody's head, or physically assault someone and not have any repercussions. And all these women from New Zealand...
But I think
Australia,
he wanted the reaction.
Yeah, but...
Because he videotaped it. He had his phone out. He took his phone and he was sitting like this, and then all of a sudden
I didn't see that
he
part.
took the phone and he went whoop, and then he goes like this and he goes whack.
The video that we saw didn't have
Yeah, he's holding the phone. He's actually recording what he's doing. So he wanted a reaction.
Okay.
Maybe not the reaction he got.
No. I think he did want that reaction.
Well, this...
Because it was a conservative guy.
But he's also a white supremacist.
Right. So he wanted a reaction.
But we didn't know any of that when we saw the video. Because that video that we saw was filmed by a journalist, and we didn't see the kid with the phone and blah, blah, blah. But all these women started attacking me, saying, that was too much physical force and blah, blah, blah. What's wrong with you? And I'm thinking, this is how...
I don't understand why you're getting these conversations. But keep going.
This is how white privilege is bred. This kid walked up and physically assaulted someone.
He didn't walk up. He had been standing there for a while.
He still walked to the man and smashed something on his head, physically assaulted a person, and they think that
is smashing an egg on someone's head physical assault?
Yes.
Okay.
So they think that
charge his ass.
This kid was treated too roughly, and that the men who tackled the kid should be persecuted and prosecuted and blah, 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 blah. They think that the men overreacted to the teenager's
what
behavior.
What were people getting mad at you about?
Because I said the kid shouldn't have expected to walk up, physically assault someone, and not have some sort of physical backlash.
Okay.
They're telling me that he was just a child and blah, blah, blah.
Just a child, my ass.
He was a teenager who made a choice. He made a choice to walk up.
I mean, if he'd have done that to
someone.
any other teenager, he would have got way worse.
Yeah. And so they're saying, this isn't the United States, this is New Zealand or Australia or wherever it was. I'm like, what does it matter? He physically assaulted someone.
It don't matter. But like I said,
assault. But.
I mean, if smashing an egg on someone's head is assault, then charge it with assault. Now, should the people have reacted the way they reacted? Sure. They don't know what that person's intent was.
That's what I said.
Right.
Now, the initial reaction, I don't have a problem with. It's when they now have 5 grown men on this one skinny-ass kid.
Yeah, I know, but...
It only took 1 or 2 guys to hold the kid down.
But you don't know that in the moment. You don't know what it takes.
I agree, but then...
Or if he has a further weapon,
right,
you don't know.
I agree. But what these women were... The one who posted it said... is after the police came and took the kid away, then those same supporters started to attack the journalist, physically and verbally attack the journalist who had been there for the press thing. I don't know.
How does that help their case?
It doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking, this is how white privilege is bred. I never had that. I never felt that.
If it was Australia, white privilege is bred with that big stone thing that
This says this is a whites-only country.
That's where it's bred.
We stole it, and now...
Didn't that come from England? Moving along.
Okay, so do you want to stay for the parenting portion?
I'll sit here.
He's gonna do his
my potato jet, my potato pet.
He is Potato Pet's son.
Okay, so this week we're talking about
Japanese.
Potato Pet is the dog.
I know, what? I'm not. What?
You're Potato Pet's son. See, now he gets it. Go! You're wasting film here.
There's no film. So this week,
Can't you hear it clicking along?
You're wasting megabytes.
Can't you hear it? 4K.
What?
Sorry.
It's not.
No 4K for you. Come on now.
this week we're talking about pregnancy.
Another very relevant one for the fellas.
Why don't you just pick up your chair and gently move it back there?
Why?
I want to sit in that chair.
Oh, I should have done the thing where I like make a move and then you just make me disappear. Missed opportunity. Oh well.
Okay, so I
You
have
must be poofed.
apparently. I have some questions that were sent by a couple of different women about pregnancy and
This is my normal. I'm listening to Karen talk about parenting phase.
so the first one was, how do I tell people that when I want their advice about my baby and my pregnancy, I'll ask?
Say that.
Okay,
Yeah, but-
wait a minute. Are we starting with the ridiculous? Is
We're
that what we're doing? All right, read that again because maybe I missed something.
How do I tell people that when I want their advice about my pregnancy and my baby, I'll ask?
I think you just did.
Yeah.
I think that new moms are super intimidated
By
by
old moms.
by parents who have experience, by women who have experience. But also this
This
is
is so not a conversation for me.
it is.
Because it's so stupid. But
It's
keep
not.
going.
It's
I'll
not
keep going.
stupid.
Go ahead. We'll get into the feelings so then I can tear them all down later. Go ahead. Get into the feelings. New moms.
One is scary.
Mm-hmm.
You've got all these things going on with your body.
Sounds like puberty. Come on, man. Spit it out. Go clinical on them. Go ahead, because you know I'm right. Go ahead.
You have all these new things going on with your body, all these hormones. You're not sleeping well. You're most likely constantly vomiting. That's not puberty, dude.
Keep going.
And there are women who want to help you go through it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just don't want their advice. It's okay to say, thanks, but I've got this. But honestly, I would say listen to what they say, filter out the bad and keep the good because they're well-meaning. But if it gets to be too much, just tell them, I understand you mean well, but I really am, I want to go through this on my own.
You should do a vlog.
Why?
Because, I mean, you could do the same thing, give the same information, and not get any of the face.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay, now here's the problem with all that. If you this you could have the exact same question about the wedding. It's the exact same problem, right? A woman who has never done this thing before, who is now getting an unwarranted advice from literally everyone,
Yep.
right? And she doesn't know, like you said just now, you just gave the advice that most people give when they're basically telling the woman to tell everybody else to fuck off.
Yeah, that's
Now-
my thing. I usually tell everybody to fuck off.
Now, here's the problem. They don't know what the good and the bad parts of the information are. So, now, where are people supposed to get this good? Like, how do they know what the good part of the information is if they've never done it before? So they're gathering, it's like, you know, you go, like we were just talking about it, go into a library, you go to the library, you gather all this information, you bring it all over here, you sit down on the floor, you've got all these piles of information, now you're about to sift through it, but you don't know the good from the bad. So then what do? You just sit there confused with more information. So you got a lot of information with still the same amount of confusion, if not more. How does a new mother or a woman that's going through her first wedding or going through any first as an adult that other adults have gone through, how do they decide what's the good and bad information?
I don't know. I mean, and honestly, I don't know, because during my first pregnancy, I didn't do as much research as I should have. I didn't ask a lot of questions, but I had loads of advice. And then during my second pregnancy, it's the same. I had loads of people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this," and "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that," and blah 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 blah. But at this point, I was starting to read more, and by the time I got to my sixth pregnancy, I was constantly in a book, because I needed to know what was going on, what was normal, what wasn't normal, because I had never gotten that far in a pregnancy before, and I needed to know. But at the same time, I had a friend who was pregnant with her fourth child. We were just days apart in our pregnancies, and I would ask her, "Is this normal? Is it not normal? Should I be concerned? Should I call the doctor?" Because I trusted her.
I know, but you see the point.
But I didn't ask
here.
my grandmother, and I didn't ask your mother, and I didn't ask your grandmother, because things had changed so drastically.
But things hadn't really changed. Giving birth is something that's going to happen whether you like it or not.
It's true.
So things really haven't changed.
You just try to hold it
all
off
the
as long
stuff,
as
all the
possible.
apparatus around you has changed.
Right.
But
the
things
way-
have not changed.
The ideas and the ways of thinking, like when we were in China, one of our coworkers got pregnant, and her husband wouldn't let her use a laptop.
Yeah,
Because-
that hurts a pregnancy.
Yeah, because the computer could cause problems with the baby, and I'm thinking, what? She couldn't use the microwave. She couldn't do this. She couldn't do that. She couldn't work.
If she couldn't use the microphone,
Microwaves will mutate the baby.
if
Yeah.
you didn't use a microwave when you were pregnant, then you shouldn't have been using a microwave before you were pregnant.
Yep.
If a microwave was dangerous for the one, it was dangerous the whole time.
Yeah.
Why we never turned on our microwave when we got to China.
Yep. They would, make her eat specific things like pig's foot soup and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but some of those are the old wives' tale home remedy, and maybe they are good, maybe they're not. I don't know. I'm never going to be pregnant, so I'm never going to care about it. But I think the problem is, even if you do go out, I just found out I was pregnant. I go out. I get what to expect when I'm expecting.
Yep.
Book.
The pregnancy
And I
Bible.
sit down and I read that fucker cover to cover, and then every month I refresh the information. We did this.
Yes,
refresh
we
the information so that I know what should I be dealing with now? What's coming up? Yeah, okay, fine. But that's still only one perspective, and it's only good for a small percentage
Yeah.
of women in the world.
Yep.
Everybody's not going to have those same experiences at the same times, the way,
Yep.
just like tracking the development of a child. So how should a woman who is dealing with the newness of the situation itself, what should they do to discern good from bad information? Because you just said read books. And that is not the key. That is not where.
No, I also asked
where it
somebody
comes
I
from.
trusted, because
I know, but trusting somebody doesn't mean you're getting good information.
True.
You're just getting their experience, and their experience may not mirror yours.
It's true.
So okay, so they can tell you. I mean, but isn't that what every single woman is then doing at that point? Is
Yeah.
telling you their experience. This is what happened when I was young. This is what
Yeah.
I went through.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even let the man in the delivery room.
Yeah.
I mean, all them stories that you've heard all your life. So what should a woman do to cut through the bullshit?
I don't know.
See,
honestly, I don't know.
So what kind of answer were you ever going to give to this question?
Tell him to fuck off. If you don't want to hear
See,
it,
now you know why I was laughing.
don't listen to it. If you don't want him to talk to you, I think the problem is working. If you're a working pregnant woman and you work with a bunch of women, these women now feel comfortable enough to say to you, "Oh, blah blah blah. You should."
But then what do you do with that information? It's just like reading the books. What do you do with that information? Yes, you're getting it. You're gathering it.
Yep.
Now what? What should they do? You're not going to tell them to fuck off, especially not at work. That would be a bad
Well,
idea.
you can say, "Thank you so much."
No, I'm saying, but what if the information is useful? What if it is good?
If it's,
you don't know right from left. You don't know if it's good or bad. So as you got the information, what should they do with it?
I don't know. Because I would just hold on to things. Like, I listen and like, oh, okay. And so if something happens where, oh yeah, she said this might happen, or so-and-so said this might happen, I keep it. I keep it all because I'm an information junkie. I like to know more. Well, I always want to know more.
Damn intellectuals.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Such a nice compliment.
If you want to find the Traveling Fars, you can find us on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Pinterest, the iTunes, the Spotify, and I think the Google podcasting thing.
Yes.
The Traveling Fars. If you like the Twitter and Instagram, Traveling Fars. Email travelingfars@gmail.com and the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. All right, we're out of here. Say goodbye to the people.
Stay tuned for the game chat.
Stay tuned. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.
Okay.
Oh,
Perfect timing.
it stopped right in the middle of my camp 2.
See, you forgot about Camp 2.
Yeah.
Peace!